going to jump from Red Bull, New York, Orlando, north of the border to Stade Saputo, where the New England Revolution are the visitors here tonight. New England in third place in the Eastern Conference. Who saw this coming? Marko Mitrovic, a young head coach in his first year, knew a lot of these young players from his time managing the US youth teams. And now the Revs, led by Carlos Hill, who was wonderful, absolutely brilliant in the All-Star game. I think people really saw him alongside Son and these other stars, and just recognising how quality he is, Phil.
I was at the Toronto game against New England, and I had to go say, I said it on the commentary. I think he's been my favourite DP in the MLS since I came here. I think his consistency. I think he is. If he plays well, New England have a chance of winning. He's the reason why they're in third position. It's a DP league where if you DP tens is for me the most important position. But Carlos Hill, for me, one of the best number 10s in the league.
I'll make you right, Phil, because he's been playing on a team that, not this season, that are never really that good. He has to carry them. It's a lot of weight on his shoulders. And Carlos Hill, every season, he turns up with double figures, assists, goals, match winners. He's brilliant to watch. And the All-Stars during the week, he was phenomenal. He was unbelievable.
I mean, you look at an All-Star game, which is a friendly, his appetite to play in that game looked like he was just like a teenager. I thought he was sensational.
I was saying, go on.
You look at Carlos Hill, and he can be a match winner. He can score goals. But he also needs players around him.
Turgeman needs to step up.
Turgeman needs to step up, which he got on the score sheet last week. But I look at the addition of Jack Harrison, who was a good to solid player in the Premier League for a number of years, but who has had success in Major League Soccer. It's where he got his start. He's a really dynamic winger. And if he can step up out on that left-hand side, if he can add more balance to their attack, because I think Peyton Miller is going to be a player they rely on heavily at the second part of the season, that's an attack with a ton of pace and very good width.
And keep an eye on George Turgeman as well, the young Israeli, still 22 years of age, scored last week against Atlanta. He needs to be that guy further forward.
Marko Mitrovic also made a fascinating tactical change, putting Matt Polster at right fullback. Well done from Peyton Miller. But Matt Polster at right fullback, you're able to get Al-Hassan Yusuf and Brooklyn Reigns on the field at the same time while also keeping Polster on the field, who I think can add a lot to that right fullback position.
When I was at Portland, it was a choice between Kelsey or Turgeman.
Really?
Yeah, and we chose Kelsey because we wanted an out-and-out number 9. We felt Turgeman liked to drift out.
That's the biggest problem for me.
He's actually more effective in wider areas where we thought Kelsey would just be a little bit more central forward type.
That's my biggest criticism of him, Phil. I think when I watch him, you can see he's a good player, clever, appetite for goal, like a nose for goal, but he's never in between the width of the goal. He's never there.
Let's check out what's going on in the match at Red Bull Arena then. Orlando, the visitors here tonight. We saw Atuesta rattle the crossbar there moments ago. Red Bull's on the attack here. The play it inside. Chance to shoot, offloading instead. Now, Julian Hall. Julian Hall goes for it. Good save. Hall and Crepeau were teammates with the All-Stars just a few days ago in Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'm fascinated by Julian Hall on the left, Brad, and maybe you can give us a little bit more insight into maybe some of the qualities that Michael sees in him, because as a striker, he's scoring goals for fun for Red Bull. He's in the right position. He has a lot of one-touch finishes in the 6-yard box. I know they're missing Rubalcaba, who's been a good player, but is it more of a flexibility thing with him that he's able to play out there?
I think Julian Hall throughout the academy years, he played out wide. You know, I always looked at him as a number 9, but I think with Jimenez coming in the side now, it's either one of the two go left, and I think Jules makes the most sense. Yeah, it's more comfortable.
But don't you think that takes one of your best goals?
Yeah, goal scorers out. It does. It does, but I think also you got to think against the wall. Both of them like to press, and Michael Bradley's probably thinking that way. They can press really good from the front.
Julian Hall, 9 goals this season. The youngest player to score a hat-trick in Major League Soccer history, still only 18 years of age. Playing alongside this veteran, Emil Forsberg to take it. The Swede, with the in-swinger well kept by Max Crepeau.
You can just tell Max Crepeau is really confident, isn't he? Way more confident than he was to start the season.
Well, the goalie wars on Tuesday.
That's a big one, Kev. We all know that. We all know that that's important, but it's more just the command of his box, his presence. He's a little bit of a smaller goalkeeper, but the way that he's able to hang on to the ball on some crosses, the way that he's able to make the big save when Orlando City needs it the most. It's just a really, really fun Orlando team to watch right now.
Some really good football. Really good football from Orlando. Dorsey can't keep
getting that
play. Over to BC Place we go. Vancouver, LAFC. We saw a big chance for Thomas Muller early in this game. And every time we've gone to this game and looked on, it is in LAFC's defensive half of the field.
I think they're only playing in this half of the field.
Yeah.
Game so far, defense. I mean, that's when Vancouver are at their best, when they are high pressure. Obviously, LAFC at this moment in time are captain, they're defending with their low block.
Well, folks, let me tell you, we've had 2 games hit a weather delay so far. Miami, Columbus, and of course the game between Cincinnati and San Jose. For those of you that are watching the Miami Columbus feed, that are watching us right now, we're now going to send you back over to New Stadium because that game is set to kick off here at 8:10. So the Miami Columbus viewers, make sure you double screen us, watch us on your phone on 360. But for now, jump over to New Stadium, enjoy the action.
From the beach to the intercoastal to the bay, welcome to Miami, where we've had some heavy weather, but the clouds are clearing here above New Stadium. 2 of the last 3 MLS Cup winners front and center as Inter Miami take on the Columbus Crew. Inter Miami, all is well, 6 straight wins, and look who's back in the building. Rodrigo the ball, not far behind him.
No, God, he's in there.
Let you know the participation they will both have tonight as they welcome the Crew. Maybe the most interesting team in MLS right now.
No, they can't.
Players coming, players stepping up. We'll find out the answers to all these questions at Match Day 19. Glad you could join us. Beautiful new stadium alongside former U.S. Olympic captain Ryan Dunset. I am Max Bretos. Oh, yes, there's some Spanish fans within the midst of all the Argentine and Inter Miami jerseys. Let's get you to the team news. Miami, 4 changes for the team that won in Montreal. Interim coach Guillermo Hoyos scored 4-3-3, and Rodrigo de Paul now gets to stir the drink again.
Yeah, the little engine immediately back into the starting 11 just 13 days after the World Cup final. He's versatile, high energy, exceptional stamina, very effective, not only with the passing range, but ball progression in the heart and soul of the midfield, and the debut of the new partnership alongside Casemiro.
And Leo Messi on the bench. And as they said, they played Braveheart. You didn't get dressed up for nothing, so we expect to see him here at some point. How about this Columbus Crew getting the victory against Cincinnati and Hell is Real? 2 changes for the team that won that game. The interim coach Lauren Quago with a 4-4-2 with some changes. They need a goal scorer. Daniel Gonzag's been the guy in the past.
Well, he's versatile in his positional spots he chooses in the attacking phase of play. Listen, Max, he's a creative threat. He's tasked with being productive. When Columbus is in possession, the question is, can he reproduce that form that we saw during his time with Philadelphia?
Bryce Mendez, the new DP, is available on the bench, as well as Lautaro Giacone, who's on loan. Players to step in with some departures, which we will give you all the specifics on during the broadcast. These are the players to watch. Presented by RBC Wealth Management, proud partner of Major League Soccer. Luis Suarez, while the guys have been away, has been scoring.
That's Lero. It's his intelligence, off-the-ball movement, tireless work rate still at the forefront of his game. 3 goals in the last 2 matches. And that also doesn't even include the hat trick against Philadelphia. Timing of runs, constantly scanning the field. 39-year-old will be much more excited having both Messi and Rodrigo de Paul back in the side after the World Cup break. Chowdy after coming over from Atlanta United earlier in the season. The frontrunner took his goal well against FC Cincinnati, the 2-1 Hell is Real derby win. He's energetic, he's versatile, he's versatile, and in a time of transition for the Columbus Crew, they need him to capitalize on his chances, especially on the road tonight against Miami. In the mold of a pure striker and poacher, aggressiveness, holding up the ball, aerial duels, wake-up play, all crucial to the visitors' success.
Those are the players to watch, presented by RBC Wealth Management, proud partner of Major League Soccer. Always an interesting affair. Inter Miami winning overall, have beat Columbus the last 3 times. The Crew have a 10-0 result in them tonight at New Stadium. Oh, it's jumping. We'll be here with all the action first half quarter around the corner here on Apple TV.
It's not exactly a watch party if there's nothing to watch. Good thing Walmart Express delivery comes in as fast as an hour.
1 hour? Who knew?
Sorry,
Okay, I got this.
Let's take the penalty kicks outside.
Guys, Cooler 101. It doesn't refill itself.
Crisis averted, my man.
Walmart delivers that fast?
Who knew? I say one, you say out. One. I say. Who wants a margarita?
Progress is always the goal. Game recognizes game. The Summer of Audi is here. Score exceptional offers during the Summer of Audi sales event at your local Audi dealer.
It's the color of sunflowers in the garden, the pat of butter on a stack of pancakes, and the coat of French paint in the nursery. It's the color of celebration, of tiny rain boots, and of morning's first light. It's the color of happiness. And if you want a real estate agent dedicated to putting your happiness first and foremost, look for it on the sign out front. Century 21, dedicated to the joy of home. Lucky.
I taught you how to survive in the life that you were born into.
Excuse me, sir, can you help me?
We'll get you somewhere safe.
Thank you.
Where's my money?
For my son.
This is not going to go the way you think it will.
I'm done running. From you, from anyone.
Bienvenidos a Orlando, Florida. Orlando, Cincinnati.
Baseman opens up. That's good. Skip ball. See who he sees the man.
Here's Pablo, move the fire and go! Oh, what a shot! Goal! They've been waiting a long time for this!
I'm out the bed, turn my swag on. Looked in the mirror like, hey, you want it. Love me what I'm seeing. It's low, I'm leaving it loud while driving. The feeling undefeated. Ain't taking that, or living this well. Anybody trying to interfere? Oh, well. Ain't no stoppers now. Or never me and mine just fine. No matter what it's so feeling good. Feeling great.
World's game, right down the street. We'll take you from here. Visit MLSstore.com and rep your club in style.
What a crispier McCrispy strip is created. Only the best sauce will do. Behold, chicken Caesar greatness. Caesar sauce at McDonald's for a limited time.
You like it? Yeah.
Progress is always the goal. Game recognizes game. The Summer of Audi is here. Score exceptional offers during the Summer of Audi sales event at your local Audi dealer.
Hey soccer fans, DraftKings has you covered on all your MLS action this season with an experience built to bring you closer to the pitch. With DraftKings, there are plenty of ways to get involved with every single match. DraftKings is now live in all 50 states. Just download the app and use the promo code when you sign up. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
This is the win probability as the lights illuminate. New stadium, 60% in favor of Inter Miami. And why wouldn't you expect? Remember, they had a slow start when they opened this building. Not anymore. Winning at home, winning away. getting clean sheets, scoring 6 goals if needs be. Inter Miami feels like they are an unfinished product, yet still right at the top of the MLS Summit. Tori Pezzo, who officiated 2 games at the 2026 World Cup, Czechia and South Africa, Ecuador, and Germany is our lead official. VAR will be Jose Carlos Rivero. And they show Leo Messi on the big screen, and the crowd reacts. Again, about a 40-minute kickoff to like 35 minutes or so. The crowd chomping at the bit. To see Leo Messi return and start off the bench. We are anticipating he comes in. Rodrigo de Paul is back. It is the home debut for Casemiro. It is an embarrassment of riches for the reigning MLS Cup champs in their new third kit, which is very nice on the eyes, in white. Columbus, the sale of Diego Rossi, and the reports of Max Armstrong, slowly joining Aiden Morris and Sebastian Berhalter at Middlesbrough. So players leaving, players coming, opportunities for new players, an interim manager. It is disarray, but after that win against Cincinnati, Donnie, you feel Columbus has something brewing. And here's one of the guys leading the way, Taha Brun, across.
Well, first minute in the match, you can already see defensively in possession. Columbus starts with 3 in the back as expected. Marcy pushes up on that right-hand side. Brun sits in that pocket, just a little bit to the right, guys back to the left, Jerry up top. But again, it's going to be the margins. And the battle is going to be won in the midfield. At times, they're going to have to understand that they are going to be punished in chasing the possession of Inter Miami. But they capitalize on those small mistakes. Those are the margins between points and no points at New Stadium.
But Gomes brings it down. Daniel Gazda, he's scoring goals. He has 3, but a couple from the penalty spot. Love to see one in the flow of play from a Columbus team. Very nice on the eyes with their press, extending themselves to get the results against their instinct rivals. Rudy Camacho. To Paul. It's little crocketed tub colors on the Inter Miami shirts. Love it. The Art Deco, the Miami Vice. Here's the teenager, Felicio Caicedo.
Yeah, it's smart for Mikael just to get him some early touches, calm the nerves on his debut at home. And we've already seen early, Mura's been pushed up high. Rodrigo de Paul wants to get into those spaces and wants to look for those ball progressions.
There is the ball. Noah Allen. Sergio Reguilon came off injured against FC Montreal, so Allen came in. Reguilon is not ready to go. The big injury, obviously, Germán Becerrame in the concussion protocol. He is here in the building. He was walking around. He looks alert. He's cleared all that, but not ready to play yet.
Yeah, with Fred and Segovia both out because of yellow card accumulation. Probably that much more of an emphasis of the 2 players returning to World Cup duty and Rodrigo de Paul. It
may be a case that they needed these 2 tonight to have a realistic chance at a result as good as the supporting cast has been. Here's Casemiro. Andre Gomes hits his pocket almost from Gianni. Change of pace, Mohamed Farsi. The diminutive Hugo Picard gets into the starting 11 tonight. Gazdag.
Well, one of the things, Matt, you and I were talking about is this continued evolution in 2026 for the Columbus Crew. The times of, and it's probably sick and tired, the fan base, of thinking about it, but from Wilfred Nancy to Henrik Rydström to now to Laurent Courtois, from Diego Rossi, the injury to Abu Ali, as well as now the potential of the sale of Max Armstrong.
Farsi.
It's a club in transition. And having played for the club and understanding the pride for this fan base of wanting to be booed and awed and be proud of the performances week in, week out, with a clear identity of what Columbus is all about. These are moments and kind of that virtual next step of the evolution, along with probably the return of Ted Svchenko at a higher level of what Columbus wants to achieve once again.
Interim, 2 interims here tonight. Guillermo Hoyos, who was assisted under Javier Mascherano. He is eased into position with his very strong relationship with Leo Messi, Casemiro. Sean Zawadzki. Because
I think the biggest question for Inter Miami is not in the attacking phase of play, but it's in moments where they're vulnerable in possession because they're pushing so many players forward. Those transition moments has led to Rios Novo being the preferred number 1 over Dane Sinclair. That idea that Hoyos was talking about. his attributes fit the style of this high line and staying connected to what these transition moments into attack look like.
Laurent Courtois also the interim tag. He took over for Henrik Rukstrom, who was relieved of his duties on May the 17th. He was the assistant to Wilfried Nancy prior, so there are Columbus ties. And that's part of why he's here. And you would imagine would get a really good look to be the permanent guy if Columbus' second half run-in is successful.
Yeah, I think you give him the opportunity because he already understands behind the scenes, underneath the umbrella of what it's like to be a part of the Columbus Crew and the infrastructure that's been created.
So Messi, Hugo Guitart, who idolizes him, he's got to be very excited for him. But we know he's not the only one. If you ask a good percentage of players in this league and any other league, their favorite player, most would probably say, is Messi. Giare. Nice work by Yannick Wright, All-Star, started the All-Star game.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a rotational balance I'm keeping an eye on, and that's Farsi on that right-hand side. At times in the build, you're going to see him incredibly high. He's going to be pushed up towards the midfield stripe and literally look to break that first line of the press as we just saw. But again, the responsibility is covering the three back of this line just to make sure those second runs popping out of midfield, just a little bit delayed, are covered and generally aware of by the Columbus Crew midfield.
Andre Gomes, who will be part of the new core of players. Gazdag, Abrun from Columbus, Ohio. We know this club either develops players to their homegrown, very underrated, and that also finds players, what they saw with Max Markson, who, by the way, was spectacular in the Cincinnati game. If that is his last game with Columbus, what a way to go out. Second offer for Middlesbrough. Columbus waited, and they got, according to reports, Tom Bogert and the company, that they got a much better second offer.
Man, by the way, what did they do today for Sebastian Verhoeven?
Looks like he's ready. Looks like his ceiling's still high. There is a player down for Inter Miami. Farsi will keep it as the Bryant back on his feet. Play on. Columbus looked like they were ready to play it out. Camacho.
Yeah, Yannick Wright is asking Torre Penzo about the potential foul and the challenge that he suffered, but he's got to get up and play. And there's no reason whatsoever for Columbus to play that ball right now.
Little Chambon takes the set pieces. It might be Gomes' responsibility. They're the engine room today without a true defensive number 6.
Yeah, Bagora, he starts the game on the bench. A little bit of a surprise. He's the player that's got the bite, the balance at times. Might be on the verge of some reckless challenges, but he's that one guy in the central part of the midfield that lets everyone know, hold on a second, I'm going to kick you if I need to.
Giare with a touch. He wants to hold on to this spot. You would imagine Columbus would be in the market for a striker if this season takes shape. The secondary market is open and open for the foreseeable future. Now it's Giare and Gazda as your partnership. Jumbo. Good football here for Columbus. Just 5 wins on the season. We talk about Messi, but he played 70 minutes in that World Cup final. He's back. Showing the commitment for this club and the commitment for the game for these two players. They really are needed here tonight.
Oh, his role is, I wouldn't say much more freed up, but it certainly is freed up now that Gasnito's sitting as that kind of pivot 6, that destroyer that can split the center backs, just alleviates a little bit of pressure on the ball defensive.
Gazda. Gomes really in control of this game early days. Farsi. Corner kick averted. There's no outlet for him.
Well, he might be 32 years of age, but whether you talk about Portugal, you talk about Barcelona, or even if you talk about Lille, Andres Gomes just has a passing range and an intelligence in the way that he sees the game. Even a little shoulder drop, creating a half space for his ability to hit cutting balls like that.
A European champion in 2016 when he was 21. He was on the Portuguese national team, played some important moments for Cristiano Ronaldo's European winning squad.
That's it.
First 10 minutes, he's got to be happy with the start. They're combative, they're high pressing, and they're doing a good job challenging the simplistic possession of the build. The passing patterns against Miami in the midfield third.
Always very happy with the way the team is pressing against Cincinnati. Hopes to continue that here against the big dogs.
Yeah, it was interesting. You and I had a conversation maybe a week and a half ago with the idea of pressing and what that meant for the front runners and how was the commitment physically to actually defend or just defend space. And that conversation was a really interesting one because the idea of defending space is all good and great. But when those lines are broken, the idea behind press is completely worthless. So if you guys have two guys that are really hungry to put in the dirty work, that means effectively your back line gets that extra 15 to 20 yards to defend space and really try to optimally defend that midfield third with numbers up at all times.
10 minutes down, no score at New Stadium. It was raining for about 4 hours, and it was the heavy stuff, too.
Exam.
Pushing our kickoff about half an hour back, but the field is held very nicely.
Okay.
And 3 countries, 2 leagues, 1 champion. Leagues Cup kicks off August the 4th as MLS and Liga MX battle for the crown of North America. Your club needs you to defend your colors. Get your tickets now at LeaguesCup.com. Both these teams will be involved in Leagues Cup. Dead center, Tori Penso will take a free kick. Columbus.
And then he makes sure he knows what he's doing as he's on the ground, doesn't release the ball.
A reunion there from the maybe everyone's favorite game of the World Cup, the round of 32 game between Argentina and Cape Verde. Stephen Moneda, who about to get 4 games in with Cape Verde. The Sharks. What could have been if they were able to get over the top against Argentina? Would have been Egypt, Cape Verde round of 16 match, but it wasn't. Argentina propelled themselves all the way to the final. Here's Caicedo, 18-year-old Ecuadorian, left-footed like Mikael.
Yeah, not too often do you see dominant left-foot center backs paired alongside one another, but with the necessary need with Falcon dealing with injury, Lujan dealing with injury, and Ian Frey out because of yellow card accumulation. It's a great opportunity for the teenager who looks incredibly comfortable on the ball.
He's on low. If it goes well, they would consider it under 22. Miami filling up their senior days very quickly, and there is a chatter that they're not done this summer to make this team even stronger. And as you pointed out, the suspensions, the injuries, we didn't mention Tadeo Allende's out, Maxi Falcone is out. This team keeps finding a way. And there's no pressure on them, Dunny. They've got 6 straight wins, but they want to keep it going. DePaul and Messi want to get back in there and get ready. And I would imagine that will go right into Leagues Cup, which will begin here in a couple days.
Listen, that expectations is exactly what we saw last season.
Messi.
2-time MVP, Golden Boot winner as well, to step back on the field and continue to build on the 12 goals and 8 assists at 14 matches before the World Cup break. But again, Jorge Mas, David Beckham, everybody associated with Inter Miami, it is very clear. The directive, the narrative is that this team will compete for any trophy that is available.
Nice one, Picat. Disrupted by the ball. He's hoping to get the throw it, but he's finding out it's not there. And with the latest signing, Casemiro, and his introductory press conference, he goes, "This is where I want to be here." You know, there was talks about where his discovery rights were. He goes, "I play in Miami. I want to play with Messi. This is a destination for the biggest names on the planet." RC, little scoop, and Chalet started from an offside position.
That is such a great step from Mikael. You know, you and I have talked about also on multiple occasions about the loss when he walked away from the Houston Dynamo at the time and had that season with Palmeiras, and the opportunity at the time for a 23, 24-year-old to play for his boyhood supported club, but coming to Miami, he has been the exact type of player profile necessary alongside a Falcone type of center.
Vinted. Vinted. Ah.
Excellent build-up, beautiful overhead shot. It's an incredible venue.
Well, up and over the top, and you can see the line for Zawaski trying to stay parallel with his other two defenders. Driven with laces just inches over Minter's run near the near post. And again, if you don't have the immediate pressure on the ball, that high line needs to be acutely aware of those second runs popping out of midfield. We saw it just a few minutes ago. Noah Allen trying to overlap down that left-hand side this time. Facundo Mora.
A nice push-pull going on in this game, but both teams getting a little taste of the attacking third. Casemiro, big hop for Muda, anticipating it Sawatsky, the captain and the man who has played every minute of every match this season for the crew.
And I really like the confidence
Baba.
right now.
Lucha! Gol! Gol, Lucha! Vamos, Lucha! El pistolero. El pistolero. Lucho. Luchito. Vamos, Leo. Vamos, Leo. Vamos, Luchito. Vamos, Luchito. Luchito. Vamos, Luchito. Vamos, Luchito. Luis Suárez. Vamos, Bright. Vamos, Bright. Vamos, Bright. Vamos, Luchito. Bendo Carlos. Fantastic finish. El pistolero. Luchito. Luchito. Vamos, Luchito. Vamos, Luchito. Vamos, Luchito.
And without hesitation, bang!
Luchito. Vamos, Luchito.
Oh, he's ready. Just 13 days off the World Cup final. Rodrigo de Paul. He's been all over this match early with the physicality, with the challenges, with the possession. And those margins of manipulation in the game now could be very interesting to see what these next few minutes look like for Columbus and the response. And as important physically is the mental response. And how do they manufacture what was, I thought, a really strong first 15 minutes? But these are the margins when you play Inter Miami. You end up looking in the mirror and you find out really quickly who you truly are.
In the tight corners, Maroon, Pican, sit in, handled by Casemiro. Give a big assist to, not literally, to Yannick Wright with that turnover, able to set it up.
It's a great step from the All-Star.
Luis Suarez. Before and after the World Cup break, he was all over. He's doing ad campaigns. Wanted to maybe sneak on that Uruguayan national team. Maybe they could have used him based on performance, but stayed here, not fit, stayed fit. He had a hat-trick against the Philadelphia Union in the final game before the World Cup break. He had the brace against Chicago in the first game after it. The game penalty last week against Montreal, and now this. Look out, Pican. All the way near post. That's 10 goals and 5 assists for Luis Suarez. Let's not slow it down.
10 goals, 5 assists. Luisito. 10 goals, 5 assists.
It's the
Oh, Luisito.
And listen,
Vamos, Luchito.
the awareness,
Vamos,
just the
Luchito.
general awareness to understand that Schulte is off of his line, finds himself at the top of his penalty area. That quick half glance is the first of the thought process. But then the technical ability to pull that off as quickly as he did, really, really impressive.
This is technical. Technical.
Corner kicks, TRA. There in front of Rio Snow, not the tallest goalkeeper at 5'10". Unable to clear, beat contact. Torrey Pinto had a good look at it. Columbus have looked good. They made one mistake, and now they're chasing the game. Darcy, maybe lucky to be in this game after a big incident at the end of the match against Cincinnati. They went through the tunnel to chase down Valenzuela. He and many others did. Collect the fine. This exclusive deck cam replay brought to you by AT&T.
Right, take a look at the challenges for the goalkeeper with the type of size that's in front of him, not just the opponent, but his own players. There's the challenge. Esmito comes through and looks as if he attacks the ball first, wins it, and then there's the heavy collision with our two players in the opposite direction. No understanding whatsoever. And it looked as if on the replay, Esmito hits the ball first with that right foot, the extension. Unfortunately for Maneta, the two players going in opposite directions. He takes what looks to be the right hit right here. Cashmere goes along in right there. A little bit of a hip check. He's wide open. He's exposed.
Boots up.
And he's down on the ground.
Casemiro going the whole game against CF Montreal. Remember, I think they had 13 minutes stoppage time, second half. So there was no easing into his new club. And Leo Messi, very excited to play with him. We talk so much about Brazil and Argentina relations. And to have both of those countries, arguably biggest notable stars, playing on the same club here in MLS, it is no minor detail. The battle for the Formula One World Championship resumes after the summer break. Don't miss a moment of the Formula One season. Lights out, checkered flag, watch every Grand Prix live with your Apple TV subscription. US Home. Formula What an experience for Malaysia. And it was mentioned about Cape Verde, which were the darlings. No one knew about Cape Verde or where it was on a map. I think most people can point it out now. These soccer fans. But they qualified for the World Cup. If it had been a 32 World Cup based on all the data, they were ready, getting a point against Spain, and pushing Argentina into extra time. They also the goal of the tournament officially. Patrick Schulte with a nice lesson learned. Put that in the memory banks. Good pressure by DePaul, Gazdag, Zawadzki, Gomish. This is where they got into trouble, and again, it's bright.
It's a really strong rotation. It's a triangle point down with Casemiro playing at the bottom of that point in the six. Sean and Wright, Rodrigo DePaul have the freedom to step through at times. Rodrigo DePaul will sit in his pocket, and we'll ask Pinter just to have a little bit more responsibility on the initial press with Zawadzki. You can see whatever the patterns have been in terms of training sessions for the manager, there's a real emphasis on putting immediate pressure on the ball and trying to win the ball back higher up the field as quickly as possible. The wait right there for Schulte was to allow Madeira to get back on the field.
Schulte, the card having some nice moments.
Yeah.
Cal coming over from the French second division, NL Guingamp. It's also a club that helped build Didier Drogba back in the day. It's a big French flair of this Columbus team, from the interim coach Courtois to Picard, Chabot, and Rudy Camacho. Simon Moreira, French boy.
Vamos, Cassette. Lucha. Oh! Oh! Pinter! Pinter!
As opposed to the outright pace. Good early ball. You can can see the advantage. Ends up scuffing his shot, but almost
Yeah,
like a
interesante.
redirect off of the defender.
Oh, cara, por passes calmados, cara.
In between, scoop it with the inside of threat, but didn't generate the power or the placement. And still created corner kick opportunity, near side outswinger from Rodrigo Paul.
On these last couple games, so many different players getting a chance to take a set piece with Messi waiting to return. This time it's DePaul. Allen. Big press by Chiare. And was never going to throw.
But it's even moments like that, Max, where Chiare has to sprint at no hand and take away the opportunity for a simple ball back to Rodrigo that Paul played at Central. And then with that type of pressure, a little bit of panic, a little bit of heavy pass up and over the top. And you're just minimizing those moments where Inter Miami has one more opportunity in easy possession and recycling a goal-scoring opportunity. Those are the margins, Max. It's those small little gray area margins between success and failure.
Vamos, vamos casi. De Paul.
That midfield gets churning, and you have Yannick Wright, who is an all-star. Quite the trinity. Free kick to Lucas.
De Paul.
Heavy lifting. This is the win probability. It's in the 60 percentile. It's now close to 80 for the home team. Camacho. Started 17th game. This is game 18 for Columbus. Pickup. Put down good pressure by Inter Miami. Casemiro. You've already seen the impact he can make, filling essentially the Sergio Busquets role. Vacated when he retired.
Eu sei que vai se não
It's a second start of the season. The door open with so many players unavailable. Again, Germán Berterame, Velasco Segovia, Tadeo Allende long-term, Ian Frey suspended, Maxi Falcon, Lujan also out. It's a long, talented list.
Yeah, for Victor, just second start. That last one going all the way back to the game against
Mama.
FC, there was heavier rotation on that.
Vamos, Peter.
Came through, he would have been 1-1. It was actually Valenti who came through, Carter.
Well, Max, that's the challenge right now for Columbus. How do you deal with the movement and the intelligence of Luis Suarez? This type of combativeness with the way that he plays the position. Always drawing the attention of not just one defender, two defenders. And then right now with Saventi and Inter, they're making good runs, whether they're underlapping or looking just to create a little bit more space for Luis Suarez to be isolated in pockets right there on the right-hand side of your screen.
Luis Suarez enjoying the two players bookending him in that front three. Pinter is 19, Silvetti is 20. You add those ages together, you get Luis Suarez.
John the Mara.
What an opportunity for the kids, though. Gastog. I'm telling you,
Vamos.
this Caicedo guy,
De Paul.
add him to the list. He's looking like he belongs. Casemiro. Now it's four Bright.
On the last couple of years, we've seen some rotation, whether it's Wygant or Taviles or insert name here. If you can get younger, more dynamic, incredibly athletic, and deal with transition moments where the opponent is breaking through your lines, and you got to deal with a little defensive verticality. Mikael and Caicedo, they have those player profiles that you absolutely want if you're Inter Miami.
This pairing looking very comfortable. Caicedo good with the feet. Here he is. He gets that right foot in from time to time. And the dexterity can get you from point A to point B. But Inter Miami want to be a good defensive team. Now
Vamos. Vamos.
Yeah.
He had him. Schulte got caught in between, and instead of just that little flick the first time, he takes that heavy touch, perfectly timed run. Again, second runner coming out of the midfield. He had him at his mercy. A delicate little lift up and over a stranded goalkeeper. Now
Right.
2-0 Inter Miami.
Brian putting his imprint on this game. You're seeing that all-star run. What a thrill. played with Thomas Muller, Son Heung-min. Come back to your club. You're alongside Casemiro and Rodrigo de Paul. The good life. Gomes kind of disappeared after a promising
Mama.
start. Turned over. Ginter.
Yeah, listen, I think the challenge for any team that comes to a new stadium at this stage of the evolution of Inter Miami, Max, is going to be how do you suffer without the ball? And then the moment that you do get the ball, how much movement, how much availability in the legs to move off the defender and try to move the Inter Miami midfield around.
The ball.
Because at times it's starting to slow itself down for the attacking players. They're a little bit more static than they need to be the moment that Chabot or Andres Gomes find themselves with their foot on the ball.
Inter Miami.
Okay, I said.
Control. Casemiro. Have a guy who passes the way he does. What a difference it makes. I am sure Messi on the bench chomping at the bit to get to run with number 5.
Leo Messi.
Messi
Leo.
back training Wednesday.
Bravo, Leo.
Spent the last week in his hometown.
Leo
Rosario.
Messi.
8 goals, 4 assists at the World Cup. World Cup that saw him hit several cities. It was the biggest World Cup, and you make a final. That's 8 games, and Messi involved in all of them.
7 starts, 740 minutes, 8 goals, 4 assists, as you said, Max. And to put it in context, Rodrigo de Paul played 7 matches, started 6, and he only logged 495 minutes. So unless he's 740 minutes, yeah. I mean, again, it's all context, right? But to have him back, have him available, and to see how quickly Casemiro has imprinted himself. It certainly is maybe some of the defensive conversations surrounding the expectations of Rodrigo de Paul. For me, it's way more of a number 8 than a number 6.
Doesn't have to worry about the 6 now. Gomes. Inter Miami drop into a mid-block. Up room. Good ball, Gastad. Keeps it going. Chiane dragging out Mikael. He panics.
Yeah, it's a good angle. Take it. Chavez waiting for that ball to come down. He's going to hit the volley off. It's a good run. He breaks away. The only problem, Max, is he's going wide. He's kind of clearing that space. He's forced to because of the weight of the pass and the bouncing of the movement, but it was a good read. Mikael just dipping off that right shoulder, just making sure nothing comes
Casemiro.
and allows the goalkeeper to read that near
Chambers.
post.
Player comparison is presented by
Chambers
Celsius.
Ferguson.
Pure passion and maximum energy with zero sugar. Casemiro and Dylan Chambers.
Yeah, Chabot and Andres Gomes are going to have the
Chabot.
majority of the touches the way right now. Columbus is trying to play, but that doesn't negate not only the touches, but also the
Vamos.
experience that
The ball.
has running in front of these 2 center backs.
Allen. Inter Miami has Columbus in the mixer. Casemiro, remember he scored a goal.
The ball. Pinted. Pinted.
Shooting. Inter. Far post blocked by Tarsi. Columbus dodge a big one. The hum in new stadium.
Max, the fan base, they want the second goal, and I think more importantly, they know that they need the second goal based on the way that they've defended this season. 43 goals scored, 30 conceded. A lot of those goals have been conceded in transition moments. Really shocking Inter Miami here at New Stadium. They've been better as of late, but you go back to that second loss of the season, their last against Orlando City, where they were comfortably taking.
That's it. Casemiro.
Gastad. Rooting for it. Oh, it's in. Oh, goal. From nothing. He got steering it through, and Columbus will take it. Whoever claims it, it doesn't matter if they are in level terms.
Well, Max, in a moment where it could have been 2-0, Inter Miami had Pinter make the right decision and or been a little bit more selfish. Going down in the opposite direction, guys, that's so much time, so much space. And as the ball comes across and it's played right around the penalty spot, Casemiro facing his own goal. As he goes in front, he's just looking for the quick slot. He's looking for the redirection. He's trying to minimize that, getting across the face of goal. As Picard plays it, there's enough momentum behind the redirection to catch the goalkeeper, staggering over to his right-hand side. He tries to bounce, he tries to draw, he tries to explode down to his left. He can't do so. And an important goal in a momentum swing back in favor of the visitors.
Add Taha Brewer to the list of young players around MLS to keep an eye on. He is playing more, doesn't get the goal there, but he participated in a big way. Coming through the Columbus homegrowns, Laurent Courtois telling us, I've known him since he's 14. I feel comfortable with him. Remember, Courtois really sharpened his teeth with Crew 2 that were so successful under
Baba.
Here comes Inter Miami.
Pinted. Pinted.
Got a good one growing at New Stadium in South Florida. It will be Rodrigo to ball to take as this place rises to a...
Ese es el stadium.
Zawadzki. And there's a flash ahead. Friendly fire to Zawadzki. And... Can't check that. Girone. Yep. We stopped here. Zawadzki's the marathon man. He just spat out some blood. And check how all the chiclets are in place. As tough as they come.
As the challenge comes in, Zawadzki wins that header, but unfortunately his attacker is taking a step backwards, also trying to win the ball. Zawadzki clears his line, shares the best love, and it's quick little tap. As painful as you can imagine right now.
Both are still down.
You can see David Schulte making the motion of the head injury, trying to get the attention of our referee for Defensa.
And I'm not sure if that is the motion, like when there's often a sign for hydration break, there's a sign for everything, substitution. Maybe a clear-cut sign for...
Yeah, the indication is that there's a potential for head clash, head trauma, head injury, and the immediacy in the modern game to make sure that the medical staff gets out there as quick as possible to assess this situation.
Zawadzki, one of 4 outfield players in the league who have played every minute of their team's games. Laurent Courtois has hit all the right buttons. The familiarity, obviously, a big role, and they're going to let him cook. These are the team benches built by the Home Depot, and it's maybe the best bench read in the history of MLS because you have Leo Messi there.
Yeah, Leo Messi, David Ayala, David Luis, and then a bunch of the youngsters. Again, Ricardami, Frey, Segovia, out for one reason or another. On top of that, Falcon, Lujan, and Reguilon all out injured as well. But really looking for the number 10, Chris Mendez, getting his opportunity as well as Diacone, the number 26. As soon as those two players step on the field, I think every fan in Columbus is excited to see what this next evolution of this group looks like after the departure of Diego Rossi and the potential departure of Max Larson.
Rossi and Arpson would be, according to the numbers, and we should see Rossi in the Leagues Cup playing for Monterrey. Second and third biggest transfers out for Columbus, only trailing Cucho Hernandez. Bryce Mendez, a big financial commitment as he comes from Real Sociedad, where he played a lot with the likes of Mikel Oyarzabal. So that's a big-time move from a big league. Andres Herrera, who's been in Major League Soccer, coming from River Plate, and Eric Bailly, we're also hearing from Manchester United fame. So the activity, and I would imagine Columbus will continue to stay active. The question about a number 9 with no Abu Ali, if they want to keep this season intact, which is, this is a group, they're going to want to do that.
Yeah, and brought in a bit of experience with Brooks Lennon being a player that was free after the time that he spent with Real Salt Lake and Man United. And again, I think you need to figure out that unique balance of how can you go out on the international market and spend the amount of money with a fantastic ownership group that's always been willing to go above and beyond in certain moments.
So
But then capturing
that was the worst thing
of, again,
I've ever seen from Casemiro. And I've seen Inter Miami players do some horrible things. I've seen Kristoff do some horrible things. Who else? Allen. Yeah, sure, Allen. Everyone. Busquets as well. Yeah, Busquets has lost the ball so many times, but that might be the worst, man. Losing the ball in that place where it's just you can't lose the ball in that situation. It's just frustrating. You know what I mean? All you needed to do was just pass it. He just tripped, and then yeah, obviously the own goal after too. That was the worst, the worst minute of his career, maybe. They're playing so deep, and him and De Paul are playing so deep. There's no reason to do that. They're supposed to be. Like Casemiro, sure he's a DM, but De Paul is not a DM, man. He's an 8. De Paul is not a 6. He loses the ball too much.
That's a beauty from Gomes. Zawanski could do so much. Big cut. Gostad. Columbus jumping at the bit again. Trying to get behind Caicedo, but the teenager responds.
Good response right there from Columbus. Big switch of the field. Good triangle pass. And even has it forward on board.
Ooh, right in front. Important intervention for Mikael.
And moments like this, Max, is where Columbus has to try to be flawless, and that means challenging for the first ball, more importantly, winning the second ball, specific to the midfield third.
This is the 11th best team in the East. The East is in very good shape. Columbus not in the playoff position. Zawanski. It's a hard game to put your finger on. And Columbus had the upper hand. They made a mistake. Inter Miami took the lead. Middle channel, Moeda. And I would give the edge to the crew based on the entire body. Farsi.
Yeah, I tried to do that, and then Luis Suarez tricked the keeper.
But it looks like they have control again.
This is Columbus 11 listening. It's a good too.
Uproad is such a comely young man.
Hope he gets it too.
I think the one thing that we've seen in the short term homegrown product is we always knew he had confidence, we always knew he had technical ability, but he seems like physically he's really growing into his size. And I would say there's a certain fire to his game. And for any young player, just watching what happened with Max Arston in particular, or Aiden Morris a few years ago, it's a good pathway, a good gateway for individual success within the collective group to understand what the potential and the opportunities look like.
Columbus digging in. Here is Uproad. He's a creative player, but he's a hybrid. Do a little of the number 8's Farsi. Moreira. Good tries to make the play, and Inter Miami will be able to escape. Saletti. Oh, half volley.
The ball.
From the ball.
The idea he wanted to hit a
The ball.
coming across, and as it came off his laces, a little bit of the right foot, he's trying to just bend it around Camacho, and instead gets underneath it.
Both these teams like to possess, although it is Columbus getting a little more of the ball here in this first half, looking to take the lead. Chiare back to goal. Farsi into space. Moreira finds him now. Space for Columbus. Mikael really comfortable. He was one of the big signings in the preseason.
Yeah, it's kind of that release valve with the way that he reached the game. Really good job.
Big investment to get a center back of that ilk from Palmeiras. He played for the club prior to that, of course, with Yusuf Dynamo.
There's an odd conversation to have somewhere in the idea of designated players in the attacking phase of play. Defenders, center backs might be as important in certain moments. The leadership, the communication, the physicality, kind of that player profile that you need, a certain athleticism.
Feels like they have Mikael locked in. Maxi Falcone, when he returns to CB, takes his starting spot. He's had an interrupted season with injury. Farsi.
Yeah, to your point, maybe that injury allows Caicedo to be the starter. based on the performance he puts in this season.
He is in the crosshairs for sure. On loan, he was playing in Costa Rica, Ecuadorian player, so this is his biggest opportunity to date. Started his career at Liga de Quito as Columbus do pick up a free kick. It's a hot one. We're at the beach today. Hard to avoid the heat, but it's August. Slow season in Miami. Still very busy and back end of the MLS summer. Four assists for Guillaume Chambeau. He will split the responsibility with Gomes, who joins him there. They're going to have a chit-chat. This is close enough. 6 additional minutes to be played. Most of that coming from the Milwaukee GLA. Flash ahead.
Yeah, the 33-year-old Chiane did not like the 18-year-old Caicedo for the physicality of that bump.
All the way, work to be done by Caicedo flying in. The ball is spilled by Rio Snowball, who is the number one for now. We spoke to Guillermo Moyos, who says there's still a competition. There's Dane St. Clair, the big money signing in the offseason, now the backup.
Well, and as we saw, Dane St. Clair's role at Minnesota United underneath Eric Ramsey was more stay home. Let the defenders defend and keep the game in front of you and stay deep and protective of your line. That's the complete opposite of what was asked this year with how high the line was defensively for Inter Miami. And he got caught in no man's land on a few occasions. So it's interesting to hear the manager kind of talk about attributes better fit for the team. And I would suggest that the man who was between the posts during the MLS Cup final, Rio Novo, is going to get the opportunity to lose this possession for his position over the next couple of weeks.
Third straight start for him. DePaul, pretty nice pass by Caicedo to set up this sequence. DePaul drags in the Columbus midfield. Mikael. 17th start for the Brazilian. Casemiro drops back.
It's been a good 20 minutes since conceding that.
Baba. Silvete.
Silvete outside.
Yeah.
Zawatsky, he is so good and important to this team. Play multiple positions. And it's opened the door here for Dylan Chambeau. And there's space for the Frenchman. Get so many lefties in this matchup. We got the greatest lefty of them all on the bench. Moleda.
Yeah, this is set up for instinctually Max, both number 10s, to have a huge role in the second half for their respective clubs.
Sliding, will it be Messi? Al-Rescate in half number 2. He may not play. He may play 45 minutes. They play 30. Contact Torrey Pencil right there. Another free kick for Columbus. They're piling them up.
And from this distance, it's going to be incredibly difficult to beat the goalkeeper. As the check back comes across, the question for Caicedo, he feels as though he might have got an early touch on top of the physicality of guys back on the ground.
St. Clair.
There's St. Clair and a penny for his thoughts. Again, not the starter here. Would have been the starter for Canada. Lose that position to Maxime Crépeau.
And he didn't play during the World Cup, which means that he's not getting games, which also meant that Rio Novo had an opportunity to impress during that timeline with his manager.
That's a great point. But a reset button for St. Clair. Still young, very talented. It will be Gomes. Casemiro. It's to the teammate. It's Silvetti. Dale Silvetti, under 22. 3 goals, 4 assists. Was a big producer in the full season on Miami's run to the cup. The ball. Got it right. Noel. Silvetti.
Yeah, you can see right there as the slow possession was built up on this right, went over to the left, kind of the teeter-totter effect. How comfortable the slides looked from Columbus.
Switch by default. No rest for any of these MLS clubs coming in that are involved in Leagues Cup. Remind we'll have 3 games here at New Stadium. Miami, Atlético San Luis, Wednesday here, August 5th, 7:30 Eastern Time. Columbus will start their Leagues Cup Tuesday against Atlas. Secure your seats at leaguescup.com.
The ball. Lucha.
Flags down.
Lucha.
Numbers coming.
Goal! Ah. No offside. No offside. No offside. Onside. Onside.
Everyone had a good look at it, apparently. Yeah, he looks onside to me.
Vamos, Leo Messi. Vamos, Leo. Vamos, Leo. Vamos, Leo Messi. Onside. Onside. Luchito, besito. Vamos. Onside. Inter Miami. Making business. Making business. Inter Miami. Onside. Onside.
The angles are perfect.
Onside.
And how long will the review be? Doesn't have a goal this season. He only has 1 goal in his MLS career. It may take the aesthetics away. Let's find out.
After review, there's no offside of the play. My decision is goal.
Goal! Vamos! Vamos, Allen! Vamos, Luchito! Vamos, Leo! Vamos, Leo Messi! Vamos, Leo Messi! Oh, Leo, de quieto. Vamos. Vamos, Leo. Vamos, Inter. Vamos, Luchito. Vamos, Luchito. Vamos, Allen. Vamos, Allen. Vamos, Allen. Allen, golazo. Golazo, super
And only those players can tell you if he was trying to pick out Yannick right or picking out Noah Allen, but the 21-year-old homegrown product.
Vamos, Allen. Vamos, Allen.
That accuracy of the header. Patrick Schulte trying to recover down to his right-hand side. The skip off the surface down to his left.
Vamos, chicos.
And not enough room for Rudy.
Vamos, 2-1.
To clear space.
2-1.
For that young man.
Vamos. Vamos, Inter. Vamos, Inter. Vamos, Inter Miami.
Played for Weston FC. Noah Allen,
Vamos.
part of all the talent in these hills in South Florida, with Benjamin Kremaski and more starting to make some headway. Daniel Pinter in the starting 11. Noah Allen, who now made that one-time switch, playing with the Greek under-21s. Mom is Greek. And he scores with an assist to Luis Suarez. All 3 goals here. No rhyme or reason to them. They feel like they all came somewhat against the run of play. Columbus felt like they had a stranglehold. They let go of it. Now they might get it back. Gianni. All out of whack.
Has had a couple of chances.
Vamos, chicos.
Force the goalkeeper.
2-1.
Important save.
Vamos, 2-1. Vamos, Luchito. Vamos, Luchito. Vamos, Luis Suárez. 2-1.
Columbus were able to respond, but Once we didn't feel their money, we're going to get in behind. They did, and Noah Allen converts after the VAR.
It certainly isn't for a lack of confidence from Columbus. They started off well. The momentum goes against them with that great goal from Luis Suarez. They're benefiting off the own goal from Casemiro in the 34th minute. But to give up that goal, the dying moments in the first half, 6 minutes into halftime, that's soul-crushing for Laurent Courtois and this group to deal with. What tactical changes, plus the substitutions we see in the second half,
including Leo Messi. So you have to come back. 2-1 Miami at the break.
We've all been there. You see one of these kiosks, you can't help but stop and try to find your name on a keychain. And that's how we get it. Just to get it done. But you can always count on Geico for tailored, friendly service. Gino, the Gecko, active service.
It feels good to get personal. It feels good to Geico.
If you order the McDonald's pizza sauce to a snack, what if you are with this? Right? Sauce. Find every DIY. Or what can make sometimes call is the it's just a topic. Because it itself is created all by itself.
It's the league's time to step up to the table.
Well, MLS holds the line before the Liga MX knock their plans off the rails. Rivalry never rests. It resets. The hottest summer in soccer continues with a continental clash of the best clubs in North America. Leagues Cup 2026 is their time to shine.
On match days, you should have ready. Whether it's conquering the elements or the reassurance you make the right call, your confidence never wavers. Continental Tire, the smart choice in tires.
Today's the day.
Hey, did you just like a photo of me from 3 years ago?
Goldfish have short memories. Be like goldfish.
I didn't know you studied abroad.
Welcome to the Audi halftime report. Leo Messi is back. He's on the bench, but without him, Inter Miami look to make it 7 wins in a row. They haven't been exemplary in any real department here, but it doesn't matter. They get a chance, they convert. Luis Suarez in the 16th, and then he assists Noah Allen in 45+7. Columbus did score themselves. So we show you all the highlights from the first 45.
Yeah, I think Laurent Courtois got his starting 11 right. Thinking the way that they were trying to play and repel some of these attacks from Inter Miami, they did a good job. Until this moment, Max. 16 minutes in. It's a great press from Yannick Wright. Chabot and Gomes, they're trying to keep simple possession. The press from Yannick Wright then pushes the ball right into the pathway of Luis Suarez. Max, he's taking a peek. He understands mentally what he's trying to do. Physically, he executes. Class is permanent. Up and over the top. A stranded Schulte off of his line. And Luis Suarez, 10 goals, 5 assists in his first 3 seasons, becomes the 5th player in Major League Soccer history to do so. Victor, he's got an opportunity to create a goal-scoring opportunity to make it 2-0. Great way to the pass from Rodrigo. The ball around the goalkeeper. Can't get the touch first time. Then he's looking to be unselfish. Get it back across. Farsi with the clearance. And then alleviates that pressure. Going down the opposite way. It's the same possession pattern for Columbus. Mitigate that opportunity defensively, and it turns into a goal-scoring chance. Abra, as he plays the ball back across, Casemiro facing his own goalkeeper, the redirection enough as the goalkeeper bounces to his right, tries to redirect that to his left. and holds that scoreline level home goal for the Brazilian international in the 34th minute. Dying moments in the first half, another way to the pass. Luis Suarez, he's flagged to be offside by the AR. It's a great goal from Noah Allen. Flag comes up. VAR intervenes. Jose Carlos Rivero sends Tori Tenso over to the monitor. She judges Luis Suarez to be in an onside position. Steven Guerrero keeps him on. And what a great goal that is from Noah Allen. First of the season, his 11th start of the year. And that gives Inter Miami the 2-1 lead in the dying moments of this first half.
Eye-opener in the stats for Inter Miami as they did procure the goals, but not with the assistance of the computer's approval. XG of 0.22. They did get those two on target, both going in. The VAR helping them out, getting the goal right on the goal from Noah Allen.
And again, I thought Columbus was very good in this first 45 minutes. But again, when you face what effectively is the fear of Inter Miami, you learn really quick. The margins between success and failure are absolutely razor thin.
We thought they had a chance to go ahead, and at the end, they find themselves stretched. A long way to go to. The top scores are presented by Audi. Nico Fernandez for Cal now, along with Hugo Kuipers, who moves over to Liga MX. We'll see it in the League's Cup. Peter Musa and Leo Messi. We'll see if he can get to lucky number 13.
Well, Hugo Kuipers and De La Rossi will be here in about a week's time when Monterrey comes to visit new stadium in League's Cup against Inter Miami. But this is the time. Nico Fernandez had a frozen rope the other night. Peter Musa, Kevin Denke, and as always, Lionel Messi, reigning Golden Boot, back in the mix. 12 goals, 8 assists in just 14 starts so far.
Those are the top scores presented by Audi, official automotive partner of Major League Soccer. Two of the Eastern heavyweights meeting here at New Stadium. It is Inter Miami up a goal. We'll find out if Leo Messi gets to participate. Here is Suarez with that sixth sense from long range. You're watching MLS on Apple TV.
At RBC Wealth Management, we know you have ideas for your future. Ideas that can have you taking more time off or putting more time in. They could mean more peace and quiet or more fun and games. Ideas you can drive or that drive you. From settling in to living it up, what ideas will you bring to life? No more with RBC Wealth Management.
You don't always say if you have time to scroll, you have time for a call.
I like that.
I'm great. How are you, man?
Hey, Mimi.
The connection matters. It has to be AT&T.
I'm right here. I miss you too. Miss you too. I love you. Bye.
At AT&T, we guarantee your network. If there's an outage, we credit your bill.
Love you guys.
Your decision control. To complete your command. You're about to enter the end of the story. Everything is ahead of you.
The fire, the flare, the ball in the air, the band, the move, the blend, the smooth. The Jameson thing, slow you bring. Jameson, it's what you bring. Official whiskey of Major League Soccer.
Welcome back to the Alley Halftime Report. Inter Miami, which feels like they're still maybe 2 years away from really humming. From a 7th straight win against a Columbus Crew team that looks like they're in a resurgence, but with some work to do. They find themselves trailing 2-1. Scores from around the league. Nashville, the team that is in front of Inter Miami, are winning in DC. Sam Surridge with the goal.
Yeah, and a big opportunity for the Revolution on the road. Have to see it Montreal as they're trying to figure out exactly what team they are in the East. Here, Rebels, a good job at home against Orlando City. Has it right now. What about Atlanta United on the road? They need that. Philadelphia. I think it's going to be a fascinating one for San Diego to figure out who exactly they are after last season being outstanding in the Western Conference. And right now, St. Louis, Real Salt Lake, 0-0. Later tonight, it's going to be a fascinating one for Seattle Sounders trying to get off with this incredible lack of form right now.
Then we take a look at the movement, vertical, horizontal, from Inter Miami and how they're breaking down Columbus.
Yeah, some of these chances really come down to either overlapping outside backs, secondary runs coming out of the midfield, or the inability to properly place what type of pressure defensively on Luis Suarez. Backing up, quick little turn, and right there the pivot. As Casemiro has the ball in his feet, he finds Rodrigo the ball, who turns without any pressure whatsoever, finds Victor. That's the play that could have made it 2-0. But again, you see the passing patterns. So Betty or Pinter, 2 wide players off the shoulders of Luis Suarez. Recovering defending from Columbus, good enough at times. But again, still finds themselves down 2-1 at that time.
Certainly feel like Columbus have a shot still, as you see how effective they have been on the right side with Farsi. And like Asians kind of stuck getting through there.
Yeah, Hamrun and Moreira, one of the main channels that they look to build, not so much on this left-hand side. But again, it's really shuttling the 15 and 15 for Miami versus the 9 and 17. Really just tells you that midfielders on both sides are looking just to play through that midfield third as shuttlers of possession.
Second half is next. We're saddened to have lost a member of our broadcast family this week. Amy Kimball worked as an associate director for Apple TV, ESPN, NBC, and many other networks for more than a decade. She was tremendous at her job, winning an Emmy for NBC's Olympics coverage in 2021. Her infectious personality and bright smile lit up every room, studio, and TV truck she set foot in. Our thoughts are with her family, friends, and colleagues. Her impact on those around her will last forever.
I love you, Amy. We love you, Dan.
Progress is always the goal. Game recognizes game. The Summer of Audi is here. Score exceptional offers during the Summer of Audi sales event at your local Audi dealer.
There are lots of experts out there who might know tax strategy or maybe agentic AI, but they don't know you. That you live in LA, but you're a secret Boston fan. That you're seen as the voice of reason in the C-suite. And that before a big meeting, you're going to have an epiphany. The reason to work with Deloitte isn't just what we do, it's how we do it. Deloitte, together, makes progress.
Lucky. I taught you how to survive in the life that you were born into.
Excuse me, sir. Can you help me?
We'll get you somewhere safe.
Thank you.
Where's my money? And my son? This is not going to go the way you think it will.
I'm done running from you, from anyone.
There's reading the reviews, and then there's experiencing the meal with Platinum. Get access to Platinum Nights by Resi, dining benefits at over 10,000 U.S. Resi restaurants, and up to $400 back annually on eligible Resi purchases. So go ahead and order the chef special. For a life like no other, you need a card like no other. There's nothing like platinum.
Oh, Saturday, you are simply glorious.
That's right, Max. Glorious.
You wake us up with joy.
No matter what.
You bring us fans who play with flair. Now that's what I call a Dean Six.
So cool.
Players of every kind. Oh, Saturday, you were made for soccer.
This is why we do it on Saturdays.
And now, with Walmart Saturday Showdown, you just became legendary. Welcome back to Miami, hot August nights. Inter Miami lead the Columbus Crew 2-1, a long way to go before we wrap things up. The supporter cam is brought to you by Walmart. And hats off to the supporters. They had to deal with 4 hours of rain getting into the stadium. La Familia and great. And this place has gotten loud and rowdy. And they wait to see. If you want to hear it get loud, you'll see when Messi if and when he comes in.
We've actually been here on a few occasions. The infrastructure, the continued evolution of the ground itself outside of this stadium. Credit to where credit's due. The ownership group did a phenomenal job building what is going to be this cultural mecca for Miami, for not only the present but for the future.
Not many cities around the United States, or anywhere for that matter, growing at the pace this area is, and this right by Miami International Airport, and they've cleared the surrounding area. It's very well connected with freeways when you get to Coral Gables, the beach, downtown Miami. And you can also take public transport, which Miami, I grew up in this town. It's not known for that, but you can actually take the metro rail and get here pretty quickly, avoid any of the parking situations. And once you're here, it is spectacular. No changes for either team. I'm glad you could join us for match day 19. I am Max Breakfast. Dunny Brian Dunset with me. Sort of nutmeg from the ball. This hit it, Giade. Gomes can't protect it right. Camacho, Chambeau. Now Columbus facing goal. It's got to be quicker here, though.
Leo Messi. Leo Messi. Wake up. Leo Messi. Leo Messi. Yeah. You sit there.
To enjoy and encourage players to recharge the batteries. Go to the beach, spend time with your family, whatever you want to do. And Messi, in his case, week down in his hometown, spending with family, and right back up 10 days after the end of the game. Disappointing.
Leo.
Maybe. I think the physical side, the mental side, all of those things are important. And certainly the lead by bringing the ball. Absolutely showing their commitment to this club.
Here comes the group. A lot happening all around the league. Robert Lewandowski has scored his first goal. Thomas Müller scoring that big game in BC plate. This is the win probability. It's now hovering right there in this high 70s, which is the weather we would love to have for in the mid-90s.
Mid-90s.
Betty.
Just for the midfielders and the defenders, Luis Suarez pulling off and becoming that option because the next thing you know, so that he's making a real big darting run off the back shoulder towards the middle. That's what was right there with mid-turn on the opposite side with Camacho's left shoulder. It's a little bit of cat mouse, it's a little bit of Hawkins and hiding, and it's a little bit of just overloading for Luis Suarez to try to get them numbers up in that midfield alongside Chambeau or Roche. Not a lot, but enough to grab the attention of the referee.
All these young players, Greater Miami, getting in line to get into this 11. This was a great opportunity for Daniel Pinter. He is seizing it at some nice moments. Preston Flambeck, another player from the academy, preparing to get more run.
Oho, go Lucha. Okumura. Histórico de Lucho.
This season, specific to these last couple of weeks, building into the World Cup, he has been an outstanding player. And now the challenge for the manager and the coaching staff to Miami and the reintegration of Rodrigo de Paul and Lionel Messi into this group. With Bernardo out with the concussion that he suffered up in Montreal, how does the rest of this season look like for Luis Suarez? Because this time capsule, these last 7-8 weeks, he has been beautiful.
And you get a really big point. Once again, his wheels turning. In Miami, it's Suarez. Oh, kick save.
Suarez is in charge. Suarez. Ahora está Shane bereits ganz natürlich sein und den Ayala.
Splits the defenders, and that is a huge heavy kick save in the near post for Patrick Schulte. What a phenomenal intervention.
Signing Suarez.
Leo Messi. Leo Messi. Leo Messi. Leo Messi. Leo. Señores y señores. Leo Messi. Leo. Oh, vamos, Leo. Leo es Peter. Vamos, Peter. Leo Messi. Oh, Leo. Vamos, Leo. Leo Messi. Vamos, Leo, capitán. Capitán Leo. Capitán Leo, vamos. Vamos. Vamos, Leo. Leo. De Paul. Leo. Leo Messi. Leo. Oh. 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 Ah. Vamos, Leo. Vamos, Leo. Vamos, Leo. Vamos, chicos. Vamos, capitán.
Leo Messi is now locked up 3 seasons for the better part of 3 years. It feels like he's a Miami guy now. This community loves him. It's not just because he's the great Leo Messi. It's because he plays here and receives beautifully by the new stadium crowd. Obviously disappointed with how the World Cup ended 4-1.
This is Leo.
This is going to be a huge challenge for Sean Zelensky on that left-hand side of one down.
Great Leo.
Who's going to
This is Leo.
because because Lionel Messi, he's going to pick his spots. He's going to be calm, cool, collected with his walking to just figure out where those little details start to benefit him with picking out exactly where he wants to receive the ball in his own half.
Abrun. Columbus really finding the momentum that's flipped towards Inter Miami. Only struggling a little bit. Maybe the heat getting to him.
Well, you're going to lose kind of the honesty and the defensive work rate when Inter going off the field, but obviously the benefit is having Lionel Messi. At times, you're going to see a back press from Luis Suarez even deeper than Messi in that heart and soul of the midfield to try to put a little bit of pressure on Gomes and Chambeau.
Glancing attempt by Farsi.
Jumbo.
Inter Miami 11 with Messi, Suarez, DePaul, Casemiro. Yeah, picture yourself. David suggested something like this just a couple years ago. It's happening, and it's real.
Don't be surprised to see record of the ball continue to play on that right-hand side midfield at times.
Oh, Caicedo got caught. The temptation overtaking him. Costa gets into position.
Vamos, DePaul. DePaul. Vamos. Lucha. Leo Messi. Leo. Vamos, Leo. Allen. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, Lucha. 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 Leo. Leo. Oh. Oh. Vamos, Leo. Vamos, Leo.
Salud.
Ah. Vamos, Leo. Vamos, Leo. Vamos. Vamos, capitán.
La fête, cara. Quand on est petit frappé.
Vamos. Vamos, Bright.
15 goals in his last 2 World Cups where he was supposedly over the hill. Previous 4 World Cups he had 9. Asking the question, Dunny, does he have a 7th in him?
Yeah,
why not?
Those games in Argentina, why not?
I said you take the okay. Oh, I said you cheat. He's coming down today. I said you cheat. You take your Vamos, Silvete. Vamos, Leo. Leo.
Well, another significant substitute about to take place. Bryce Mendez, the new DP, the new number 10, coming in for Columbus.
Vamos. Vamos, Case.
For Messi, but this is very important for the visiting crew. Sekou Bangura also will be coming into the match.
Vamos. DePaul.
Significant changes here for Laurent Courtois.
DePaul. Leo. Leo. Vamos, Leo. Leo. DePaul.
They look so different. They look so dangerous the moment Leo Messi hit terra firma.
Sì, cara.
Space now for Gazdag. The new era of Columbus about to start with Bryce Mendez.
Well, the release patterns right now are going to be down the left-hand side when Columbus can win the ball off the feet or they can snuff out a goal-scoring opportunity for the opponents. The immediacy of space is going to be down their left-hand side. Suarez dropping, Lionel Messi playing as a hybrid of the highest player on the field. For Columbus, this is the spatial awareness right here, this type of possession that they've had since that introduction of Messi.
Dikan. Gomes took the second touch, didn't have time for it.
Vamos, Case. Leo.
Messi.
Vamos, Leo. Lucha.
Getting his running in, but he looks so fresh. The World Cup break did his body good. Silvetti. Allen. And maybe that's the revelation from the World Cup with Messi and DePaul returning. The guys they left behind, all sharper. They maintained the house while they were gone. And Casemiro comes in, hits the ground running. Mikael looks like a better player. Suarez looks rejuvenated.
Perché
Miami
se
looks
ti
very
metti in
dangerous,
mezzo
not
alla
playing their best today.
fitness. Lucio, vamos Lucio,
On their way to seventh
pasito,
grade.
Leo,
Little delicate touch. Jumbo can't clear.
vamos.
Columbus playing a dangerous game.
Great touch from Farsi.
He's a player. Farsi, who was out 10 months with a really serious sports hernia issue. Trying to get back in the flow, but he looks like he is 100% back to business.
It's moments like this, down to
Vamos.
the introduction of Lionel Messi and for a little exploit. These are the moments that they're going to separate him from interim manager to full-time manager at Columbus. What are the tactical adjustments with bringing in a midfielder that's got bite, range, legs, and recovery ability? And who does he take off?
Picard.
As important, get the opportunity to see what a designated player looks like in a Columbus Crew jersey.
Vamos de Paul,
Wearing the number
vamos de
10
Paul.
named Diego Rossi.
Leo, Leo,
Oh, rudderless here is turnover
Leo Messi.
of possession. Messi looks to cut off things, hits the ball on the money. He's really connected with Suarez.
Yes, it's connected. It's ileri mi connected. Neler doing?
Just so
Neler
fascinating to
doing?
watch him in terms of
Oh,
space.
oh, Cassie, Lucio, Leo, Leo,
Messi.
Leo, Silvetti,
One-on-one with Farsi.
Silvetti.
That is excellent defending. Good 1v1 defending right there. from
Farsi now, Farsi.
He understands Silvetti wants to clear space. He wants to get it on his preferred right. Every feint to the left is only to create space on his right foot. Farsi, he won the battle.
So that's it for Daniel Gazdag. Again, they need someone to score goals.
No, it's Gazdag.
Gazdag has 3, they need more. As Crew supporters making the trip.
Yeah, it's just a player I can't figure out what his
Yeah.
best position is. Is he a real leader or is he a complimentary piece? So Chambeau comes out. Agora comes in. Again, he's going to bring steel. He's going to bring bite. He's going to bring balance. Good intelligence to that midfield, but has important fresh legs.
Just to revisit the turnover for
Well.
Columbus. Diego Rossi now with Monterrey. Max Parks in the reports headed to Middlesbrough to join.
Diego Rossi,
Monterrey.
Monterrey. Oh, Mexico, grazie.
Sebastian Pavlovich
Yeah.
has become mid-Ohio borough.
Sì. Mexico,
So
grazie.
some Americans will be plugged in, certainly Crew fans.
Io non essere Mexico.
Those three guys make their way to the Premier League. They almost did it a season ago. Aidan Morris was on the field. Remember, Middlesbrough were in the EFL Championship semi-finals. They lost to Southampton, and then Southampton, because of the spying gate, was kicked out. So Borough had a second bite at it and lost to Hull City. So they were close.
Speaking of Hull City, a lot of conversation surrounding Lucas Harrington. Wow. The young Australian international who's been fantastic for the Colorado Rapids. The ceiling incredibly high, but if those
Mama.
numbers that are being whispered about right now are true, what a significant investment that is for Hull City.
Good up.
Gomes. Deep line. Love to uncork one. Farsi. May like his chances here to go 1v1. The Australian player, the young Australian player, growing by leaps and bounds as they're returning to MLS for their development, and Harrington is at the top of that list. Abreu. Good ball. Picard. Farsi. Chance for Crew. Gomes! That was the one.
Well, back you go back to the first half. Jari had 2 opportunities, couldn't keep it on frame, couldn't force the
Lei
goalkeeper to make a save.
La Liga.
A similar
Oh, La
conversation
Liga
also
insieme.
sports out.
Professor. Raif Mendes.
Hunting, he's waiting, and he's
Oh,
just
good.
anticipating for that ball to squeak out to the top of the 18-yard line. It does so far, he doesn't know anything about it. And maybe it's the defender going to ground makes him readjust his shot, but up and over the crossbar. And not the test necessary to beat that man in goal.
Again, this match starting 30 minutes late due to
Vamos,
heavy
Leo.
weather and
Vamos,
lightning
Leo.
in the area.
Vamos, Leo Messi.
Leo Messi coming in just a few minutes ago. His return. return from the World Cup and perhaps his return to another World Cup cycle. We shall see. The man is unflappable. Columbus still in this game. This is huge for them after the victory over FC Cincinnati. What can they do away from home to show that they're moving towards the playoff positions? Rio Snovo.
Vamos.
And we'd like to see a little bit more commitment there from Tiane.
Chicos.
Between the center backs. Turned over.
Lucha.
Curling ball right to Rio Snovo.
Vamos. Vamos.
Well, the idea for Inter Miami's
Blake Mendes.
midfield of Casemiro or Rodrigo de Paul, even the link-up
Casemiro.
play through Luis Suarez,
Casemiro.
is to figure out enough first-time touching to drag in Columbus's midfielders and then spring the leak to find Lionel Messi on this right-hand side. And the challenge for Zelensky is paying attention to win. Herrera steps up in moments like this because it's going to pull Camacho all the way to his right-hand side, which means opposite in that midfield. He's going to be 1v1 with Lionel Messi, just hunting and waiting to explode into that midfield and get on the ball.
All Columbus in possession here. Number 1 in total distance covered. Number 2 distance covered with possession. As Inter Miami living off the counter and living off Leo Messi's ability.
Well, they also have to change the way they do
Ya sé. Leo.
Over the top.
Vamos.
Bangura, good start. Has really come in with a bang. Bryce Mendes. Picard. Gomes. Excellent. Bangura. Is it his turn? It is! Off the crossbar. Did it go over the line?
No, I don't think it did, Max. I think it was
Vamos.
It was inbound.
De Paul.
I think it was clear of the line, at least from the angle that we see up here. But what a start it's been for Bangura coming on.
Man,
what, 6 minutes ago?
out of a cannon.
He's looked really sharp and really decisive with his passing.
Just these few minutes sending a message to his coach. I want to be in the starting 11. You need me. He brings a different profile.
Yeah, it was one of the big calls, bringing in Andres Gomes in the starting 11 to pair up with Chambeau. They're relying on Bangura in the second half.
Vamos. Lucha.
Silvetti with 2
Lea.
3 assists in the
Lea.
25 post.
Lea.
Big restart able to run the gauntlet.
That was such a difficult read for Zelensky. Up and over his shoulder. It's a blind ball that he's dealing with the first touch of Lionel Messi. He does a really good job defending that, getting a leg in, and not allowing him to burst through with that fantastic way of the pass.
Columbus is going to breathe some life into their MLS campaign. They have Leagues Cup. They also have a U.S. Open Cup semifinal. Picard, by the way, the hero in the quarterfinal with a brace. September 14th, it will be Columbus-Orlando. So a chance at a trophy. They are 2 games away. But if they want to compete for MLS Cup, it's got to get going now. Mendes. Gomes. Picard. Almost offside. In it comes from Chiare, and now the flag does come up.
Vamos. Lea.
Pencil will wave him on. Messi.
Vamos, Silete. Silete. De Paul. De Paul. De Paul.
Smart little cutting ball, cut out once again. Back to the tactical perspective. This is a completely different defensive shape from Inter Miami. Now that the introduction of Lionel Messi has come in. 2 flat forward blocks. Casemiro that time sitting just a little bit deeper. They're tilted. They're asking the responsibility of Rodrigo to fall at the top of your screen to now defensively deal with that space that Inter was going up and back and dealing with previous to his substitution pattern. And the biggest question now chasing the game, can Columbus find the right balance of getting after it and punishing the way that Inter Miami is currently defending, or Can Inter Miami take advantage of the numbers committed forward in the hunt to try to level this scoreline? The margin's incredibly slim.
Mendes. Tricky one for Giade. Looks like he's going to go the distance. They don't really have many options in the attacking number 9 position. Still there for Columbus. Farsi. The crew looking to shake. Giacconi coming in. Good cross. Rios Novo. Gotta feel good for
Mama?
Chicago Rios Novo.
Lea?
Against the Chicago Fire, which kind of went viral. Diemolios kept him as the number 1. He got the clean sheet against Montreal, and now a big part.
Bravo, Lea.
Perhaps another 3 points for Inter.
Lea.
20 minutes to go at New Stadium. Suarez.
Suarez fazer tal e
We
passar.
just saw the back of the goalkeeper. Nicholas Hagan have a job to do in terms of interpreting exactly what the coaching staff is telling Lautaro Giacconi what his role is going to look like in the balance of him getting his opportunity in his debut, by the way. That man's calves are massive.
That's what I've been hearing. He's got the socks up, so we can't really get a good look.
If there's ever a guy that needs to cut his socks, I think he might be the guy.
He is on loan, coming from Argentino Juniors, the club made famous by Diego Armando Maradona.
Oh, Argentinos
Time is running out to fill out your perfect bracket and have a chance to win up to $1 million in this year's League's Cup bracket challenge. Visit leaguescup.com/info. Pull it up. You can pick the top 4 for MLS, top 4 for Liga MX. Could have some walk-around money. Mikael. It's an important minute
That's
for
it.
Miami to see this out. LeBron turns faces.
Experimenting na siya ng mga
He's not getting quality chances. Lots of build-up. A lot of bark, no bites.
Yeah, Mendes is one of those players so far in his debut for Columbus. Is just wants to keep the ball moving. He wants to shuttle the ball. I haven't seen him really take on a player yet.
Really taking off players. Heavy touch, but he gets to it. Able to rescue it for a corner kick. This exclusive netcam replay is brought to you by AT&T.
Well, the ping from distance from the substitute, Bangura, might have taken a touch on the way through. That might have given him a dipping motion. But definitively on the outside, inside the 6-yard box, did not cross the goal line. Now there's a change. Picard's afternoon was over.
So the Columbus Crew debut for Lautaro Giacconi.
Lautaro neka. Jako boneka.
Giacconi.
No, je Argentinac.
Is it Argentinos Juniors?
Back of the 18. Moreira. That was a practice from the training ground. Propelled by Inter Miami. A long way to go still. No goals in this second half.
No
Inter Miami looking for their 4th win here. They have a lot of home matches on the horizon. They want to make this a fortress. It's getting there after a slow start on opening this building. Farsi. The injury may have kept him out of the Algerian national team. Participating in that World Cup in that group with Messi and Argentina.
Oh. Leo Argentina we're pressing it. Algeria. Oh, they said. Farsi.
Farsi man.
Giade Bangura. Brun drops that one in. Mikael.
Silvete. Lea.
Suarez got another 90 minutes in. Gomes. There is the box score, if you will. Columbus 2-7-1 in the regular season against Inter Miami. Coming a bogey team. It's a bogey team for many clubs, quite frankly. And Silvetti. Hard tackle.
Falta.
our first yellow.
Oh, yellow, vamos. Yellow card. Puto.
It will go to Sekou Bangura, second half substitute.
Bangura.
Well, we're talking about a player that he's relentless and he's physical. And he's not afraid of a tackle, but I think it's the angle in which the tackle is coming. He's looking for the hook slide.
Oh, yeah,
From that angle, for Tori Benso, the judgment is that he's come from the side, even though he's gotten a good chunk of have gotten Salvetti as well. First yellow card shown by the referee.
Inter Miami will go to their bench.
Ayala. No, David Ayala.
Ayala was a big
Vamos,
signing
Bright.
coming. It's kind of got lost in
Vamos,
the
Bright.
midfield
Assis.
shuffle. Will
Vamos,
replace Yannick Wright.
Vamos, Facu. Facu,
And
no.
also,
Facu,
a man who's
vamos.
probably a candidate to start
Facu,
tonight,
vamos.
David Ruiz.
David Ruiz. David Ruiz.
So a couple midfielders.
David Ruiz.
So he's going to replace Facundo
David
This
Ruiz.
is Moyos and company thinking that this gives them a better balance to deal with specifically that left-hand side of
Vamos,
the
Allen.
for Columbus.
Vamos, Allen.
David Ayala.
Vamos, Allen.
Portland Timber in this dream move in that incredible preseason. Inter Miami was able to secure Dane.
Vamos, Lucho. Leo.
All over the league. Ayala, one of those players. Now in the summer, bringing in Casemiro, and what's next? We just don't know. Ayala did have some injury issues earlier here in 2026. Quarter of an hour to go. Our next Walmart Saturday Showdown, August 15th.
Ah.
Yeah, we're in the month of August. Bro, come behind us. Walmart Saturday Showdown, Orlando City.
Vamos.
FC Cincinnati.
Caicedo. Leo. Leo Messi. Leo. Leo. Silvetti.
Over for Suarez.
All right.
The ball. Chance here. Chiade is on an island. He evades one center back in Mikael. Now plays it through for Abreu, who gets there. First touch is good. Abreu all the way. Not a bad counterattack. Nothing for it on the face.
Vamos, vamos, vamos.
Best turn of the night we've seen
Vamos.
from Chiade. Isolated. He's 2v1. It's a quick spin out of space. He splits the center backs. Lays it into the space for Abreu. And it's a great recovery run from Noah Allen. Does just enough to minimize not just the power, but the placement, the accuracy to try to pick out that right-hand side of the goalkeeper.
The match day live scores are presented by AT&T. When you get a chance, check out the highlights of Philadelphia Atlanta. Philadelphia 3 unanswered goals. Wow.
LAFC 1.
To come back and win it. So Atlanta, oh boy, that's going to be a rough flight for Tata Martino and company.
Yeah, point split at the top of the Western Conference, which was set up to be an incredible battle between the Vancouver Whitecaps and LAFC. So getting another one. Was it Thomas Muller from the Penguins?
Thomas Muller, yep. We're always looking for the next big thing, and there's so many young players stepping to the forefront saying it's my time. Philadelphia Union, we know about Neil Pierre, the big center back, scoring in the 96th minute tonight.
Well, Philly homegrown's done it again.
I'm telling you. It's not just quality, it's quantity all over Major League Soccer. Plenty of time still in the second half. I'm not sure to be that upset, but maybe DePaul wanted the yellow. Because we got another. There's some grabbing the ball.
Yeah, it was the initial bump. He helps him up. And then the margins. The advantages. You figure out ways just to create that little half of a percentage that goes
real quality player.
Yellow thing.
How do you designate him? His
Okay, say that.
hybrid, but he's He's got good numbers.
Vamos,
You see
Caicedo.
those little things he can put together.
Vamos, Caicedo.
How does he perform with Casemiro? You would imagine it's going to be sweet music.
Yeah, listen, I think if it's anything like we saw at the World Cup, he had 6 key passes. And the reason why I bring these up is, in those moments where you need someone to split midfield, split defenders, and now having an even clearer role in this midfield with Casemiro part of what the future and the presence look like right now, it frees him up to have that much more ability in the attacking phase of play, as opposed to constantly thinking about the responsibility of tracking runs deeper and deeper. I think Caicedo's been really clean tonight.
Well, he play there with
flawless, but he's been clean tonight in his debut.
You got to take the good with the bad with the talented young players. They're going to make mistakes. That's why you got to play it.
Yeah, his play profile, the physical profile that he has. And tonight certainly suggests that he has the opportunity to that starting spot on the right-hand side of this back four.
Casemiro looks like he's going to be a minutes eater. He said, I've had 2 days around Messi now, and it's incredible. Called him a god. I'm glad to be on his side of things now. For so many Argentina-Brazil matchups. Bryce Mendes. Not bad. Not far away.
He and Jay Bunny are both dominant left foot players, and you can see the idea as he opens up. Marcy finds him on the step. Casemiro goes to the ground, no immediate pressure. Why not? And as he looks to curl this, watch the shape of his body. Kind of slaps at it, using the skip of the surface and trying to just bend one around the outside of that diving right side goalkeeper. But right now, with Inter Miami sitting on the score lead right now, they're playing for second.
You can after the World Cup, you can add Spaniards to our league, and Mendes is in his prime. He's 29. You can do it. A few fans in here with their Spain jerseys. I mean, I see Spain jerseys everywhere. Even in new stadiums where it would be sacrilege because it is Messi and Argentina. So many fans here aren't Argentinian. I mean, this is not isolated. They're another guy. They are a hot commodity, and you know why. Now getting deep into the business end, Inter Miami. The difference in this game, a goal late in stoppage time, which was reviewed by VAR. Noah Allen, a header. I mean, the XG and all the outputs from Inter Miami. Not what you would see from a winning effort, hit of a handball.
Look, I said.
And there's going to be a free kick. Casemiro late. Well, he gets his first. His second start.
Back-to-back moments where he's trying to intervene and he's gone to ground. He missed on that build-up with Mendes looking to curl one with that left foot. This one, Angura gets the touch. That's a painful one because he goes over in his ankle. He missed him. He didn't catch him clean. His right foot actually came in front of Angura's right lunging touch. It's a yellow card for me, nothing more, nothing less. But that doesn't mean it's not painful because I think the ankle rolled for Bangor just a little bit. Looks like Preston looks going to get
Vamos por esto en plan B.
Young 20-year-old in his debut scored against the New England Revolution. He was game 3 at Stadium. Brooks Lennon signed up 3 his time at Real Salt Lake and Atlanta United. Another guy who brings a certain amount of experience that may be considered lacking in this Columbus Crew kind of regeneration.
Empty the chamber with Torrey Benson. Trying to start working on his English. That's the conversation started.
Chiara, that last commitment to frustrating led to a really good goal scoring opportunity.
Nashville tied their game, so if Inter Miami hang on to this result, they would go level on points with Nashville, which is incredible. After everything we said about Nashville, they were in the midst of it. They have been reeled back.
Vamos Inter.
But first, free kick. Bryce Mendez. Good ball. Oh, it's in! How's that? For your new number 10! Instant gratification for the crew who may have their moments down in Miami. I don't know if it's Mendez is going. We'll find out soon enough.
Well, it's the debut that they needed and the debut that they had hoped for in Columbus, Ohio. The 29-year-old signed from Real Sociedad, standing over this free kick, preferred left foot, and he puts it in a really dangerous spot. And while the attention of Mikael is with Rudy Camacho,
that might be Mendez's
up and it's over, and it looks to be untouched. The goalkeeper has to stand. He has to wait. He's waiting for any type of deflection to then react. And you can tell the inability to get that touch. Then the accuracy and the power placed on this ball just kisses the inside of this right post. What a great goal on his debut.
They're checking to see if Camacho was offside and he drew the attention of Mikael. It would be heartbreaking if they took this away, but it's mighty close.
Yeah, he was leaning, but I think Caicedo was the last defender in that line that might have kept him in an onside position.
Check complete. It's a goal. Substitution. Brooks let it in. That's it for Jamal Chiane, who put his body in for the crew, and it may pay off for a massive point. They have pulled
Vamos.
Now, they can't fall back a third time. Or do they have something up their sleeve to take all 3 points? The plot thickens. Man, Bryce Mendez. Is he the future of the crew? These things happen quickly. Players come, players go. He wanted to be here. Again, he's represented Spain 4 times, played for the big clubs. Celta and certainly Real Sociedad. Or that Copa del Rey winning team with Pellegrino Matarazzo.
But if you would have asked Laurent Courtois if you walk away with a point at New Stadium, would you take it? He would have probably bitten your hand off with that opportunity. But right now, for Inter Miami, they really struggle to deal with the substitutions that Columbus has brought on. And done a fantastic job, Laurent Courtois, finding a unique balance of minimizing the risk associated with the Inter Miami attack and maximizing their opportunities in the attacking phase of play. He's gotten his substitutions absolutely correct.
And hiding in the shadows, Leo Messi. Does he get another sniff? Casemiro, Preston Klein back in for Matteo Silvetti.
Well, as much as I'm talking about offensively, what Columbus has created to get themselves back in this game, they've also found the unique balance of dealing with any transition moment, which is obviously the biggest strength.
That's it.
Chance for the counter here. Mendez. Oh, very crafty. Brune, it's going to have to kick back. I don't think it will. There was a Giacone with the man who tried to play it through. The best assist of the match is presented by Lowe's, our members score.
Lowe's right before the end of the first half, 45 plus 6 on an onside position, initially flagged off by the AR on the near side. VAR intervened, sent Story Penso to the monitor, and this goal stood. Noah Allen, 45 plus 6, a goal and assist in the first half for that man, Luis Suarez. Suarez now 10 goals, 5 assists in 3 consecutive years. He's the 5th player in Major League Soccer history to do so. And what a run of form he's in.
And to get back to a theme that you just brought up again, Laurent Courtois hitting all the right buttons with the substitution pattern. Columbus digging themselves out of a hole that they dug earlier this season. These are all going into the resume, so to speak, to see if he can be the permanent coach. But if he can get Columbus back in those playoff positions, they have a semifinal of the Open Cup, see what Leagues Cup brings. They're integrated.
Vamos, Case. Leo Messi. Ah! Vamos, Leo. Vamos.
Keep the game in
Vamos. Vamos, Leo. De Paul.
Waiting for it. Casemiro. Still there.
Gasset. Oh. Oh.
Suarez. Was it Mikael? Yeah, Mikael took a shot at the end.
Yeah, and less preferred right foot as the ball Saitola tries to smash it back in. He might have been in an offside position. Anyways, doesn't matter. Up and over the crossbar and immediately turns to try to politic into his favor the potential for a corner kick as opposed to a goal kick for Columbus. This is a huge, huge final few minutes for the Columbus crew. In this evolution of what Laurent Courtois wants to bring to this group, we knew that they had it in them, these type of performances where they could really dig and claw into a match, especially away from home. These could be the type of games where you look back later in the season, Max, and you say, you know what, that was the data. That time we went down to able to come from behind on a couple occasions and walk away from points. That was the moment that we had each other and understood that we could be a real menace, a real pain in the Eastern Conference as opposed to the difficult start that they have.
Slow down Inter Miami. 5 minutes of stoppage time. In their first visit, Columbus Crew wants to make it memorable against a team that has bullied them since their arrival in MLS. How about that save by Patrick Schulte if we go back to that, too?
Yeah, the kick save.
I mean, that is... Yep. It hurt to watch because not many human beings can stretch like that as we see La Familia. They're going to do their part.
Well, it's on both sides, right? I mean, Columbus had 2 opportunities for Chari, 1 opportunity for Andres Gomes. I mean, both teams feels as though that, you know, the slim margins of capitalizing on mistakes. This could have been a 5-5 shootout.
Courtois, very comfortable in his skin, had that very short tenure with CF Montreal, leaving Columbus to take that gig. One thing leads to another, and now he is, for now, the man in charge.
Yeah, I think it also is a good data point to recognize that, you know, aligning yourself with a good club or aligning yourself with a really good manager, there's nothing wrong with taking a step back to take 2 steps forward.
Allen. Casemiro. The Inter Miami flex, looking to take the lead back one more time. They've had it twice. Caicedo. Watchalong. Flambeck. The boundary.
Flambeck.
No one there. Coming in late, although it's handled by Vamos. Decision to make. Does he dump it? Yes, he does.
Yeah, good decision.
Vamos.
I mean, effectively at times you've got 6
Vamos, Gasset.
for Columbus. Is there a second run that can just, with a perfectly timed ball, reward some of this movement for Inter Miami in the attacking phase of play?
Columbus has relinquished the ball here since they leveled it. Perhaps happy with the road points.
Yeah, you can see Bengora's still dealing with that leftover residual challenge. That was a yellow card for Casemiro a few minutes ago. He's got a good limp to him.
Settling for a result hasn't boded well for teams facing Leo Messi. Certainly not this summer. Is there a sting in the tail? Columbus, they have a long way to go. 16 games
Vamos.
still after this one. Dig the
Leo.
out of 11th place.
Gasset. Leo. 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 Oh.
Well, he's got the goalkeeper at his mercy. And as he lifts it up and over the stranded Patrick Schulte at the top of his penalty area. It's a really important touch. That little touch right there redirects that. Away from
Vamos. Vamos.
Messi on the corner. Screen.
Leo.
Flambeck. Back to Messi. Minute 4 or 5.
Leo.
Messi to the right peg. Off the outside of the boot. Trivella. Caicedo. Not bad.
Vamos.
Still
Lucha.
brouhahaing in front
De
of
Paul.
Lineback will chase. Has Messi to combine with.
Leo. Leo. Leo.
Ah. We got a piece of it through the arm. He makes
Jordi.
no
Vamos.
between his hand and that crossbar.
Yeah, just couldn't keep it down. Linebacker does a great job outside the right foot. Takes a touch, draws at the defender. Messi's first touch away, gets away from Mendes. They can't keep it on frame. But Les prefers right foot. You can see the idea immediately. There's not too much time left on the clock. Instead of looking to combine and maybe create a different angle for himself, Yellow shut up for shoulder for delaying. Outside lacing right there for the goalkeeper.
Patrick Schulte, we don't know how close he was to the World Cup. In the end, he wasn't selected by Mauricio Pochettino. It was Matt Freese, Matt Turner, Chris Brady. Maybe he was the number 4. But he building things up. Still 25. The third goalkeeper.
Vamos, vamos, vamos. Vamos.
He's been the number
Vamos.
since 2023. Replacing Eloy Kubu, who had a nice out.
Remember, he's also the starting goalkeeper for the Olympic team in Paris a couple of summers ago.
Big time saves.
Vamos, Leo.
Will Torrey Pencil let it continue? One last go.
Vamos, Leo. Lucha.
Messi on the money. Suarez.
Oh.
Busy.
Touched away. No look at the Watchalong. The ball from deep
De Paul.
towards Suarez. Important defending. Giacone. Abrun. They're going to go another minute, and that tells you exactly the direction Columbus are going.
Yeah, tight.
Vamos, vamos, vamos.
Get that ball
Vamos.
far away from your goal as possible.
Hanging on. Still time.
Ahora te Kelly.
David Achala. Another switch. Caicedo. Pretty good passer of the ball. Can't take too much time. The crowd knows it.
Não, numara, vamos soltar no last spin.
Vamos. Pasito.
Up and over. Redirect. Morena.
Oh.
Wisely plucked out of there by
Vamos, vamos.
That is the end
Ah.
of the match on the night of the triumphant return of Inter Miami's number 10. It is Columbus's number 10 that rescues the day for Columbus. Bryce Mendes, ladies and gentlemen, with the equalizer and a really important point for the visiting crew.
Yeah, it's a big statement for Laurent Courtois and this group of players. He absolutely got his substitution pattern correct. Specific to the second half.
Why did he touch that?
Of both Mendes and Giacone.
Oh, that would have been such a good goal. Such a good header by Leo. I can't believe he fucking... He wasn't even trying to touch it.
Up at Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale for Inter Miami. Listen, it's the transition moments and the ghosts and the inability to hold on and maintain a lead specific to me here at home. They had chances. They couldn't create that much more of a gap between these two teams. Luis Suarez was fantastic. Goal and an assist. Continues this incredible run of form that he has. Farsi had a great intervention, 1v1 battle down that right-hand side in the dying moments of that match.
You know what I mean? We'll not go top of the supporter shield, but still a good team, as this is the player of the match.
Oh, he caught the goalkeeper, Patrick Schulte, off the line in the 16th minute. It was a great press from Yannick Wright to create that opportunity. Then, in an onside position, lifts that ball up. Noah Allen's first goal of the season, the outside left back. He made it 2-1 in the dying moments of that first half. Luis Suarez, even at 39 years of age, fantastic form and a real big part of all the success in the attacking phase of play for Inter Miami these last couple of months.
2-2. Inter Miami's going to be fine. We'll wonder if the Columbus group can join Messi and company near the top of the East. Take a quick pause. We'll be back.
Take the
to New
throw in,
Stadium
man.
right after this.
God. Oh my God, this is fucking awful. What the fuck is going on? What is happening?
There's dreaming about it, and then there's living it with Platinum. Get access to the largest global airport lounge network. Dining benefits at over 10,000 U.S. Resi restaurants. And exclusive access to unique experiences worldwide that stay with you long after the encore.